Hey, shalom, shalom, shalom. I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to YAHAWAH, SHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHEM, QADASH, double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Peace, many blessings, and salutations unto the hopeful elect, the house of David, the THAWADAH, for whom these epistles are written for in these last days. Shalom to the elect. I came across this article from RT News and wanted to bring it out to the body. I pray that this lesson is edifying for those of you that can have the eyes salve and the ears to hear, that are the house of David, Lord willing, hopeful elect. And let's get into it, man. All right, so this is from RT News. And yet another reason why we tell you never to trust thine enemy. All right, which your enemy is the so-called white man. He has demonstrated many times over and over why he's your enemy, why you should never trust him. But our people, naive doesn't begin to really explain it, right? You got to go into Isaiah 69 to really explain why our people are acting the way they are towards this damn devil. All right, so anyway, it says U.S. officials voice DNA biowarfare fears. Who couldn't have seen this coming, right? It says, we've been telling you, Jakes, not to be into that DNA test crap, okay? Because it's a setup, okay? But you Jakes, I know better for me. All right then, fine. It says a House Intelligence Committee member warns Americans against using DNA testing kits. It says biosamples gathered by various DNA testing services could be sold and used to develop bioweapons specifically tailored to target certain groups or individuals, U.S. lawmakers have claimed at the Aspen Security Forum, echoing concerns long voiced by Russian officials. Boom, we told you this. Starting with the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Told you what this was about. Okay? They sold it to you as something good so you can find out your history and your ancestry and all that other good stuff. Okay? They sold it as a way to combat Numbers 1 and 18, where it says the house of your. Matter of fact, let's get that. We told you. This is what Esau was trying to combat. All right, the narrative. This is Numbers 1 and 18. And they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month, and they declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers. That's how you know who your nationality is. It ain't about your mother. Now, your mother is your mother. You love your mother. We all love our mothers. But one thing about it, your pedigree comes from your father. Naomi Osaka, okay? Now, they classify her as an quote-unquote Asian, but her father is a so-called black man. You know what she is? She's a Judite, okay? A nigger woman, okay? Blake Griffin's son, we always bring that out. Blake Griffin's son is a Levite, a blonde-haired, blue-eyed Levite. Okay? Anyway, so I just want to bring that out. Now let's go into why we should never trust thine enemy, which he does it all. Anyway, it says there are now weapons under development and developed that are designed to target specific people. U.S. Representative Jason Crow, Democrat of Colorado, a member of the House Intelligence Committee, said in Colorado on Friday, that's what this is, where you can actually take someone's DNA, take their medical profile, and you can target a biological weapon that will kill that person or take them off the battlefield or make them inoperable. Woo! We told y'all never trust thine enemy. Let's go ahead and grab it real quick. Get it on out the way. Not out the way, but let's get, because there's a few scriptures popping in my mind. I don't want them to, the spirit is there, so I'm trying to grab them as fast as I can before they leave. This is Sirach 12 and 10. We always go into it, but let's go into it again. Sirach 12 and 10, it says, never trust thine enemy, for like his iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed of him, take good heed and beware of him. and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust have not been altogether wiped away. And that was our message to our people, you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, and Israelite foreigners who look like of the other nations. But you're really, your seed line goes back to one of the 12 tribes of Israel, okay? So our message has been to never trust the so-called white man, his science, or anything that he tells you. Why? Because everything he comes with is lies, okay? The scriptures give you the game on the guy. It's just whether you understand that or not. This is Psalms 58:3. It says, 58:2, it says, yea, in heart ye work wickedness, ye weigh the violence of your hands in the earth. It says, the wicked are estranged from the womb, they go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. Their poison is like the poison of a serpent. It's like they are like the deaf adder that stoppeth her ear, which will not hearken to the voice of charmers, charming never so wisely. We be trying to tell y'all, Martin Luther King types. Oh, we can all come together. You Rodney King. What is going on with the guys with the last name Kings trying to bring everybody together? What the hell is that about? But anyway, you know, Rodney King. Can we all just get along? Yeah, get out of here. Okay? That's not what the Lord wanted. This is not the purpose of the Lord's story. Scripture says there are two manner of people in the world. It's like in Rebecca's womb at the time. Okay? Two totally different types of people, although they're twins. Anyway, Psalm 58:3, it says, the wicked are estranged from the womb, they go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. Never trust your enemy. We've been telling you this. Now look, they're using your DNA to create bioweapons against you. This is the devil we're talking about here. You wonder why we call him the devil, okay? And guess what? He gonna come with all types of speeches to fool you into believing him, okay? And he's gonna come with all types of things to try to make you feel like, you know, yeah, you could trust me. This is Psalms 55:20. He have put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him. He have broken his covenant. Boom. You go into Genesis 25 and I think it's 27, 28. You know, what did he do? He tried to break his covenant with Jacob. I'm talking about Esau. Break his covenant with Jacob. Okay, probably had his finger behind, probably had his hand behind his back with his fingers crossed like a weirdo, you know. Yeah, just give me the pottage. I'm hungry. Yeah, you can have my birthright. Yeah. I don't need it, you know. What is it going to do for me? I'm hungry right now, right? Hungry, why wait, right? Meanwhile, the whole time, he was never intending on giving it up. He was just going to break that covenant. What covenant? What are you talking about? I didn't say anything. You got that on tape? Do you have evidence of this? Hey, the devil, Esau, you going down, baby. You going down, and you going into slavery. Okay? And for all you jakes that don't want to see your daddy, all right, going into slavery, you're going to get put to death. Thus saith the Bible. Anyway, it says, Psalms 55:20, it says, he have put forth his hands as such, it's like against such as be at peace with him, he have broken his covenant. Verse 21, here's the point. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet weren't they drawn swords? That's right. Let's read that again. Psalms 55:21. And this perfectly encapsulates, okay, what Esau did with your DNA test. All you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, you did that DNA test at your own peril. Anyway, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. Scriptures outline it for you. Tell you what it is. The devil is who he is. You're the dummy that believed him. Sirach 12:10. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust have not been altogether wiped away. Set him not by thee, lest when he have overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place. And that's where we are right now in prophecy. He overthrew us through the spirit and power of YAHAWASHI, because that's what the Lord's will was at that time. He overthrew us, and now he's in Israel calling himself the Jews. It says, he stand up in thy place, neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat, and thou at the last remember my words and be pricked therewith. Who will pity a charmer that is bitten with a serpent, or any such as come nigh wild beast? Right? We warned you about this wild ass beast named Esau. We told you the guy got smooth words. He comes with soft oil. He's reaching out, trying to shake your hand, but he had a knife behind his back the whole time to slit your throat. That's who you're dealing with. Okay? He ain't never intended on you living. He wanted to kill you from the jump. You know why? Because he sold his own birthright, because he's a weirdo. Let's get it. Genesis 27. This was his purpose. Genesis 27:41. It says, and Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob. Let's jump up to 40 real quick, because it says, matter of fact, let's go to 38. Genesis 27:38. And this is his blessing. It says, and Esau said in his heart, and Esau said unto his father, it says, hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept like a little bitch that he is. I always got to throw that in every time I hear that, because every Edomite I come around, they do exactly just like their forefather. Anyway, it says, and Esau, his father, answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth. Who's ruling the earth right now? Who's ruling the earth? Anyway, it says, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of heaven, and the dew from heaven. That's right. That's that little out. You ever see the dew on the grass is on the outer blades of the grass. All right, it's within the grass and also right on the outside of the grass, but not too far up. That's what Esau has in this time. That's why he can't go to the moon. That's why he can't go to Jupiter, Mars, or all these weirdo names that he gave these different planets, which those are their names. Okay, he's saying that he's gonna go, but he can't go, because he can only rule the earth, the fatness of the earth, the entire earth. Which right now, who's ruling the earth? Okay, through that blessing, the so-called white man. And also, he's ruling that's where the International Space Station is, about 1,000 miles above or around the earth right now. And you flat earthers, stay out of my damn comments. So anyway, like I was saying, the Esau is fulfilling the prophecy of ruling the earth, all right, the fatness of the earth and the dew of heaven. Okay, that's where he's at right now, and that's where we are in prophecy. Okay, but how is he going to rule it? That's also another context clue. You have to understand. Okay. Verse 40, it says, and by thy sword thou shalt live, and shalt serve thy brother, and it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. And we're in that time right now as you speak. The yoke is not physically around our neck, but it's mentally around our brain, around our mind. Okay, we're in mental captivity, along with physical as well. But we're more in a mental captivity now than we've been in the past. It was more chattel back then. All right, when we first come to the Americas. All right. But the point of this that I'm bringing it out is that Esau wants to kill you, and he's going to use many different ways to do it. And this bioweapon is a part of his sword. He never intended for you to make it to the next, his new kingdom that he's proposed in his mind. All right. Verse 41, and Esau hated Jacob and because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, which is his mind, the days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob. He never intended for you to live, Jacob. You so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. Even those of you that have sold out, those of you that have infiltrated the groups or these different camps. Okay. All right. You alphabet soup boys. Okay. That done infiltrated, got your badge. All right, you reporting to your captain every morning. All right. You think that you selling out for Esau is going to spare your life. You're sadly mistaken. All right. Esau's going to kill you too. You're nothing more than a threat. All right. A highly trained, or highly well-trained threat, by the way. Okay. Sirach 12 and 13. Knowing all of this that's broken down to you in the scriptures, what does the Lord say? Who will pity a charmer that was bitten with a serpent, or any such as come nigh wild beasts? So one that goeth to a sinner and is defiled with him in his sins, who will pity? None of us. We ain't gonna pity you. Just like Pop Smoke. Shout out to the brother. We ain't gonna pity you. We tried to tell you. We warned you. You didn't listen. Oh, well. Oh, well. What am I supposed to do? What did YAHAWASHI say? Let the dead bury the dead. I can't, I'm going to just move on. All right? Esau, and we tell our people not to envy this damn devil, man. All right? Cause his end is gonna be terrible, man. Esau's end is gonna be terrible. His country's gonna be destroyed. His economy is already being destroyed, and he's going into chattel slavery. He's gonna be sold, men, women, children, sold. He will be perpetually a slave for the rest of his days on this earth. Don't envy him. This is Proverbs 3 and 31. It says, envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways. Choose none of his ways, right? We tell you not to take these damn DNA tests. You did it anyway. We tell you not to take the jump shot. You did it anyway. Well, what is left for us to say to you? We've warned you. You didn't listen. All right? Proverbs 3:31. Envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways. Choose none of his ways. His ways are grievous. All right? Evil. Destructive. Totally abhorrent to the Heavenly Father. Okay? He wants to hear nothing of what the Heavenly Father has to offer. He thinks his way is better. Sirach 10 and 1. A wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered. Is this earth in a well-ordered manner? No. Verse 2, and the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers, and what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein. That's why you wonder why the people of this society are so stupid, so idiotic, move with no kind of salt, no kind of understanding, just out here doing things. And then wonder why your brains are splattered all over the floor. This is a very impulsive society we live in, which makes perfect sense because Esau is impulsive. Did he think about that birthright? No. When he was hungry, he was hungry. But he was never going to, he never intended on honoring that agreement. And that's the Edomites, and that's everybody of this world. Verse 3, an unwise king destroyeth his people, but through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited. The power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord, YAHAWASHI, and in due time he will set over it one that is profitable, and that's YAHAWASHI. That's the one that's going to return this earth into all its glory, into Adon, which means paradise. Okay? That's what we're headed back to when YAHAWASHI. You wonder why we're praising YAHAWASHI so much? Because we know that YAHAWASHI is going to come with order. And this earth is going to return the way it's supposed to. And then meanwhile, the devil and all his stupid ass DNA tests can going to get thrown in the garbage, and his ass going to get slapped with motherfucking yoke around his neck where he deserves. Okay? Which I'm seeing a devil right now, and these devils are finished out here. these devils are through. Let's get the article and finish it off, man. All right. I just wanted to go into them precepts. It says, these are now weapons under development and developed that are designed to target specific people. Never trust thine enemy. All right, let's jump down. Given that threat, Crow added, it's troubling that expectations of privacy for personal data have diminished over the past 20 years, to the point that young people have very little expectation of privacy and readily give their data to private companies such as DNA testing services. People will very rapidly spit into a cup and send it to 23andMe and get really interesting data about their background, Crow said. And guess what? Their DNA is now owned by a private company. It can be sold off with very little intellectual property protection or privacy protection. Never trust thine enemy, for like his iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. He never intended to keep you Jakes alive, man, for the fourth industrial revolution. Never intended for it. It says he added that the U.S. will need to create a new guidelines for protection of personal health data, including DNA, because that data is actually going to be procured and collected by our adversaries for the development of these systems. What is Esau talking about? You're our adversary as well. Yeah, Russia, we not for Russia. We just, Russia is being used as a tool. China's being used as a tool. And ultimately, they're going to drop nukes on Americas. That's what the tool is for. And then once they're useful, all right, once the Lord has accomplished that with Russia and China, okay, and the many other countries, then that's when your house shot's going to crack those clouds and subdue their ass, okay? Moscow has been warning about the dangers of uncontrolled gathering of DNA samples for years, with President Vladimir Putin stating back in 2017 that according to Russian intelligence services, biological samples were being harvested purposely and professionally all over Europe, or it's like all over Russia, by various NGOs and other, and other organizations for unclear purposes. Over the past years, the Pentagon has significantly expanded its research potential, not only in the field of creating biological weapons, but also obtaining information about antibiotic resistance and the presence of antibodies to certain diseases in populations of specific regions. Why is the devil creating things like this, as far as weapons that can specifically kill certain groups of people? He's trying to destroy the elect. He knows the prophecies. Why else is he creating this? He knows the prophecies. He's trying to destroy all of Israel. And he's trying to do it in one fell swoop. All right? In a series of briefings starting in March, the Russian military has been presenting evidence of the Pentagon's alleged involvement in funding biolaboratories in Ukraine. You wonder why they've been protecting Ukraine very hard, the way they have. According to Russia's investigative committee, the U.S. poured more than $224 million into biological research in Ukraine between 2005 and early 2022, while Washington admitted its support of 46 biological research facilities in Ukraine. Over the past 20 years, it insists it was all part of a peaceful public health project. Don't make me grab it again. I have to. I got to. Why not? You know, these people just won't stop. They ain't gonna stop. Won't stop, can't stop. This is Psalm 55:21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. He ain't never intend that bullshit he just said right there. That quote, that's bullshit. We all know it's bullshit. But he's the devil, so it's to be expected. All right? The U.S. military accused Russia and China of spreading disinformation and sowing mistrust about its efforts to rid the world of weapons of mass destruction, while Western media dismissed the claims of as a sea theories and science fiction. You know what I'm saying? They dismiss it as sea theories. Meanwhile, you still got diseases out here mutating. You got something called sickle cell anemia, where it only attacks so-called black people, for the most part. I wonder why. Concerns over the customized bioweapons extend beyond human DNA data, according to Senator Joni Ernst, representative of Iowa, or Republican of Iowa. It says a member of the Senate's subcommittee on emerging threats and capabilities and armed services committee, who spoke on a panel with Crow. It says America's adversaries can also direct bioweapons specifically at U.S. livestock and crops to create a food security crisis, she claimed. That lets you know that they all juiced in. They all juiced in. Russia, China, America, it's all juiced in. It's a human-made famine. There's a number of ways we can look at biological weapons, and the need to make sure not only we are securing human beings, but then also the food that will sustain us. Ernst added. A report issued earlier this year by the U.S.-China Economic and Security Review Commission suggested that China could someday attempt to wage biological warfare against genetically modified American crops. Good riddance. Anyway, it says, given its increased interest in U.S. agriculture and GMO-related intellectual property, while China's main interest in obtaining GM seeds from the U.S. is improving its crop yields, the potential weaponization of agricultural IP is possible, it said. Similar to hacking a computer code, Beijing could easily hack the code or DNA of U.S. GM seeds, genetically modified seeds, and conduct biowarfare by creating some type of blight that could destroy U.S. crops. If it's in an article, it's already being done. I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to YAHAWAH, BaHashem, YAHAWASHI, BaHashem, QADASH. Shalom to the elect. Hey, we bring out these things. It's just to remind you the times that we're in and who we're dealing with. Shalom to the elect.